Hello everybody, my name is S Comic Maker and welcome back to another episode of Free Draw Friday. So today you guys are actually kind of getting some extra stuff because it is Inktober, and I was actually sitting on the couch the other day with no real intention or thought into doing Inktober. I just wanted to sit and doodle on my couch because really the only time that I get to draw nowadays is when I'm making a video, and I was drawing a picture of my doggy, Arthur, and my husband was like, "What are you doing? You should be recording this." So I was like, "You're right," and I went upstairs and turned on the camera and just started recording. And as I was doing it, I was going straight into this drawing with one of my ink pens, the Pentel Brush Pen that you guys have seen me use. That is actually in the description if you are interested in that. And I don't know, I was like, I should give Inktober a shot. I've only ever tried to do Inktober one other time, and at the time I just thought it was like you use an ink pen in the month of October, I guess. And so, I don't know, I was working with my ink pen, and I thought, what if I just did like small doodles this time? Because I've never completed a whole month. I've never done a drawing a day for any amount of time. Like that. Some days, you just don't feel like drawing. And so I started doing this drawing, and then I thought, I'm gonna give it a shot this year, especially since I've been holding myself accountable by making videos on this YouTube channel. So I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna do my very best to draw something every day, although I didn't realize until much later on that there are drawing prompts for every day of Inktober. I was just gonna draw whatever I wanted, and then it wasn't until I went on Instagram to post my stuff that I noticed that, well, everybody's following a theme. So I'm gonna not be like everybody else and just draw whatever I want. So maybe next year I will, I don't know, be a part of all that. So as I said, day one was of my sweet sleepy boy, Arthur, who just turned 1 like a month ago. And then I thought, I can't just obviously do one of my dogs without doing the other. So day 2, I decided to draw my dog Maya. And she's a little bit trickier to draw because she has a lot of hair, a lot of like wild hair. And so I decided to sketch her first before I went into it with my ink pen. And I like parts of how this one came out, but there's also stuff I don't like. Like, her snout is actually a lot shorter than that. Maybe not a lot, but it's definitely shorter than what I drew here. But as you guys know, I've mentioned it in other videos, I'm kind of drawing at an angle, and I need to either get a taller chair or a shorter table or something, because I'm looking at it from an angle. So from the perspective I was drawing it, it seemed fine, and it wasn't until afterwards when I'm looking at it from above that I'm like, ooh, her mouth is her snout is just so long. But I had a lot of fun doing all of her hair. I used to not really draw animals at all, and I think I've drawn more animals since I've had my dogs than I think I ever have. And it's really good practice. It's kind of fun to figure out how strands of hair work and all that. So I would recommend, if you have animals, to give it a shot. I think you're more likely to finish a drawing if they're animals that you care about, or if there's like an animal in particular that you really like. I think it's easier to practice drawing animals that way. Like if you have a bird that you love or something like that. So this was day 2. Whew, I'm surprised that I'm keeping it up already. So day 3, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to draw, and since I was kind of drawing stuff that, like I said, I don't normally draw all the time, I usually try to stick to people and stuff like that because that's safe for me and it's fun for me. So I did animals, and now I decided to do plants. I don't normally draw plants. I find that with how small the detail is in like stems and leaves and stuff like that, that I have a hard time giving plants and stuff enough depth so that they really stand out from like the background, or that each plant stands out from each other. So I thought that I would give it another shot this time. These are actually flowers from a picture that I took when my husband and I were in Japan this summer. We went to Kamakura to go see the giant Buddha, and there are so many beautiful flowers surrounding the shrines and stuff in Kamakura. So I took tons and tons of flower pictures because I knew I wanted to try practicing drawing flowers, and I thought maybe I would try it out with chameleon markers, but I didn't end up going with chameleon markers. I went straight into it with Copics, and I think they came out pretty good. The colors were really fun to play with, and I don't know, flowers, man. I might do another set of flowers this month, since I took tons of photos of flowers. But I know, puppy. I'm hearing sad dogs. I'm sorry, I have my dogs in the room with me. Hi, puppies. I know. So yeah, I might draw some more flowers at some other point. Arthur, she has a bone. You have a bone. You both have a bone. You don't have to share one. You can get your own bone. He doesn't know how to share. He wants everything for himself. Anyway, as I get closer to Halloween, I might actually draw some witch or spooky related stuff, but for now, I'm just gonna kind of pick random stuff, and hopefully you like the stuff that I make. So anyway, that was day 3. Moving on, we're gonna do one more in this one, and then we'll be done with this video for this week. So the last one that I decided to do was, I know I mentioned it in my last video, and I had such a fun time drawing Bowsette last week that I decided I wanted to try to draw her again in like the cute punky design that I made. So I wanted to like just pick a couple poses, and so the first one I did just kind of her, it was supposed to be like her making like an L for loser with her fingers, and then it just ended up looking like she was like being all pouty and pointing at something. So I didn't really pull that one off very well, but the second one I actually like more. I drew Bowsette playing cards with a Goomba, and I think my favorite thing, surprisingly enough, that I drew out of these drawings was the Goomba itself, because I don't know, he was just kind of cute. I actually didn't end up deciding to color this one either. I thought with some of like the Inktober stuff that I would just, I don't know, go straight into a couple of the drawings for this month with ink, especially on days where I don't really have time to draw something. I am actually working on some other stuff on the side between Inktober, so I might not just post Inktober videos this month. I might actually post a regular Friday video and then some extra Inktober doodle stuff, so we'll see how that goes. If not, I'll do a whole compilation of all the drawings that I decided to do for this month, so look forward to that. I also have been posting everything every day that I draw something on my Instagram, so if you want to see them ahead of time, they are all already up. All these drawings that you're seeing here today are already up on my Instagram, and I'll be hopefully be able to keep up with all of it. I know that I ended up posting day 1 and 2 on the same day because I don't know, like I said, I didn't originally decide to do Inktober, so I hope you guys join me in trying to keep up with something successfully and consecutively, such as Inktober. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm having a blast so far, and I hope that we can draw together again soon. Bye, guys.